Hey, welcome to Jazz After Dark, everybody. Hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. We had a good one, actually. Lots of good family get-togethers and stuff. All went well. Tonight I'll be enjoying the New Riff Kentucky bourbon here. Somebody brought it over for Thanksgiving, and it is very tasty. More of a softer side of Buffalo Trace, if you will. This makes sense. Kentucky bourbon there, sour mash. Anyways, here's some of the news that you may have missed out on while you were stuffing your faces with that beautiful Thanksgiving food, however you like to enjoy it. I had a lot of fun with this one. Some of it's financial, some of it's not. Some of it is a little debatable, right? We can have a conversation around that. First up, here we go. Taylor Swift making it to University of Florida. We have to say Taylor Swift. That'll get us like 1,000 views. There's going to be a course at University of Florida about Taylor Swift. Now, this one, little bit, right? I'm like, why is this something we're paying for? It's in the UF Honors course, and they're going to be talking about mostly Taylor Swift, a little Aretha Franklin, and some Billie Holiday. I can't get upset about that, actually. But I thought, okay, they're going to study like the tour. They're going to study the success of a person through their lives and how they connected the dots and surrounded themselves with what they believe to be the right people that could get them to the next step in life. No. I'm going to bash on the Gators here a little bit. Sorry about your loss this weekend as well. But the teacher, Melina Jimenez, is an instructional professor at the University of Florida English Language Institute. She's not really a Swiftie, she says, but she was participating in an online writing workshop this summer that was dedicated to Taylor Swift's music and her writing style. And I was deeply surprised at how in-depth her lyrics were. I wanted to see what all the buzz was about, so I thought, let's create a space where we can talk about this. Okay, let's do it at Starbucks. You know what I mean? Let's do it there. Why are people paying for a course about this? Okay, that one kind of blows my mind. I'm going to say I disagree with that one. Just throwing that out there. What do you think? Your kids going to college, potentially taking out loans, spending a little extra money on a Taylor Swift Taylor Swift course, where each week we're going to delve into the lyrics of Taylor Swift and just how they represent, breakups and her actual words. Let me tell you her actual words there. We're going to relate with things that come up like themes that present in her songs, like aging, old flames, karma, and the double standards. Like college. That's a tough one. I can't do it. I'm sorry. Up next, you got Bojangles. I just thought this was funny. I'm throwing this out there. Bojangles is now using AI in their drive-thru. So you're not talking to a human anymore. They're testing this out. Charlotte was one of the locations that's getting a lot of TikTok popularity there. You're now talking to Bolinda at Bojangles. Bolinda going to take your order and says, a surprising success rate here. Actually, most of the online posts say AI got it right. The human didn't get it right when they put it in the bag there. They're exploring operational efficiencies here and maybe some potential menu suggestions based on their supply levels and what they have in stock and things like that. Not bad. And we're not trying to get rid of employees. We're just saying it will allow them to focus on other aspects of their work. What do you think about that? Bojangles, trying to make a few dollars there. Speaking of a few dollars, Black Friday, you guys spent quite a few dollars here. Let's take a look, which, by the way, as I read this off to you, this is the actual data. I don't like taking articles and reading from the article because there's opinion. I like to look at the actual data. This is Adobe Analytics here. This is where all the articles get their information from. And on Black Friday here, 86.6 billion, well, not Black Friday, so far this holiday season, we spent $9.8 billion just on Black Friday, 5.6 on Thanksgiving, it's the day before, and that's a record actually for Black Friday. How is it that we know this number right away? Like you woke up, right? You're like, oh my God, new record, Black Friday. But yet GDP is 3 months old. You ever think about that? Let's just stop for a second. Some of the data that you get is weeks, if not 1 quarter old. Why does that data take so long when Adobe can tell us with a really, really severe accuracy level how much we spent in 24 hours? You think that data is really is 3 months old? No, they have the data. Anyways, here's just a breakdown of revenue by day, how much consumers are spending. Let's go to some of the cooler stuff here. Discounts, most things discounted for Black Friday. I thought what was interesting here, if you take a closer look, sporting goods, the discounts are potentially bottomed there. Sporting goods and appliances. So you got to get in on that on your Black Friday. It seems to be the cheapest there. One other thing I'd like to pull into play here, you're looking for the gift. If we go to Black Friday, if you're looking for gifts, Kid Craft play sets. I have no idea what that is. Mini brands, TVs, smartwatches, and headphones were the most popular items that got the most amount of money spent on them in terms of transactions. One other thing I'd like to show you, $6.5 billion spent this year on something called BNPL. Do you know what that stands for? Those are the companies where you buy now, you pay later, and they charge you, just a little bit of interest, if you're willing to pay a little bit of interest there. That's them. Oh boy. All right, one of the other things that I actually saw this was, it was an article out of Australia, and I went and found the source, which was a Bloomberg data review thing that they do. It says 280 million e-bikes are actually helping to cut oil demand way more than electric vehicles. I thought, well, all right, let's see what's going on here. What's going on? Maybe helping out things, a little less oil dependency. This is fine. It turns out that, and I'm guilty, I have an e-bike, an e-scooter, and a little Segway thing, all in the e-space there, right? And you think about it, I go across the street at work, I go across the street to the gas station, get a soda, get a snack, banana, whatever. And I didn't take my car. I would have taken my car previously. Times that by 280 million of these e-bikes and scooters and such, and what they're saying is, oh my God, there's 1.3 million commercial EVs, which are buses and stuff, the Amazon vans and all that. 280 million electric mopeds, scooters, motorcycles, and those three-wheelers, which are a blast, by the way. And they're saying, hey, because you guys are doing this for these short trips and having fun, presumably doing it, it's actually drawing down oil supply or oil demand by almost 1 million barrels. I mean, that's something, whether you agree or disagree with all the chaos of the, green movement or whatever. That's kind of cool. You never thought of that, right? Like, oh man, I'm zipping around having a blast on these things, but I'm picking up a soda. I would have taken my car. That had some impact, right? Apparently we're all doing the same thing. Very, very cool. One thing I'd like you to stop doing, if you would, Wired. Wired says, doom scrolling. Where is the actual thing here? Let's get into it. Doom scrolling, where you scroll for stuff and you're talking about wars in Ukraine, you're talking about government in particular, Republican, Democrat, or who's nice, who's not, who's lying, they all are. And they go, what happens is we find that you are using, these social media algorithms are elevating what you're looking at. Duh, right? If you watch, like I watch a magic trick and then all of a sudden I get a bunch of magic tricks. And what they're saying is maybe just stop doing this, because what is potentially not as big of a deal in the grand scheme of things, I'm not saying war's not a big thing. I'm just saying whatever the doomsday scrolling you're doing, it may be a big deal on its own, but you can make it bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger in your head to the point where you think it's doomsday, right? And I'm going to chime in on this one. I don't really care what the conspiracy theories are, what people believe, or they're aliens, or what's going on with Ukraine and all this stuff. Okay, that's fine. You're going to think what you think. It bothers me because you start making dumb financial decisions. You start getting out of markets, out of stocks, into doomsday stocks. And those stocks are not stocks that will do better in the long run. So something to think about there. Wired is just saying, if you want to look it up, saying, hey man, just put it down. Help your stress levels, might help your finances, and help your personal relationships as well. If that doesn't work, you might be thinking about a divorce. If you're thinking about starting the new year off here with a divorce, CNBC, I saw this article a couple times. I think they're targeting me or something. $140,000. That's not technically true. In 2021, 700,000 divorces. There were 2 million marriages there. They didn't cover all the states for some reason. I'd probably just ease of getting data there. They said, well, pretty much just an even split might cost you $1,500 to $5,000, somewhere in there, just to get a lawyer to draft everything up. You walk away, cut ties, and see yourself later. If you're contesting a divorce, maybe $40,000 to $140,000 there, or even more if you're Kevin Costner, or someone who is famous. Just remember, my financial tip here is really the emotional side of it. Probably once a week, we have a client that's going through a divorce, and I one calls and the other says, "Did he call yet?" And then they're all panicking. I could write a book on this stuff. Just remember, at the end of the day, there's not much you're going to hide. Okay, so making decisions with finances after you've decided to go down this path will only hurt you in court. The second thing I would point out is just general blanket statement sort of thing here. Most of the time, this is an equity split to some degree. This is not an asset split, right? Everybody calls and says, they're going to take my car. I'm like, well, no, the car maybe has just a joint ownership and there may be some value to it, but you're going to make up for it by liquidating some of your brokerage account. And we're working out balance sheets to see who's going to get what, and then figure out how you use the assets, if you have any, to make each other whole, provided I'm keeping out a bunch of stuff, right? There's obviously a lot of different things there, and some states treat it differently, but just at the end of the day, you're not going to hide anything easily, right? So best of luck to you. All right. And of course, there's a lot of things with IRAs and brokerage accounts and things that you have to do. And don't be stupid, right? If you make a stupid decision, you pay the penalty, you pay the taxes. If you do it legally, you don't pay that, right? You can get around these things. Anyways, I hope that was helpful. I just wanted to point out a few cool things that I thought were interesting. If you thought they were interesting, follow me. Hit the subscribe button. Check us out. Go to jazzwealth.com. You know the drill there. And we'll see you next time we see you. Adios.